Hey YouTubers and YouTubies, it's Michelle, and it's Labor Day! Happy Labor Day, everybody in America. Um, Enjoy yourselves, be healthy, make good food choices, do a little exercising. Gonna go into that. I did my 20 rounds, I just got back, so we went later today because the scripture study class that my son is involved in is not a requirement for any school district. It's not a church, it's not a school thing that he does, it's a church thing he does, and they follow the district that's right next to us, their school schedule, and of course when there's no school there wouldn't be any of the scripture study class because it follows a high school curriculum, or the high school dates anyway for school. And so it's Labor Day and there's no school. So he's not required to have to go, but I still have to do my walking. And we talked about this over the weekend, that I'd still have to go today to walk because I have to walk for this 4 weeks to see if there's any major weight loss. So he said over the weekend that he would walk with me, and last night his best friend came over and spent the night, and so I told the best friend, I was like, well, Daniel has already promised he was going to walk with me, and you're going to have to walk too, or you're just going to have to go. I mean, you're not going to be at my house all by yourself. You're going to have to be with us while we're there, because the husband was going, and I told him he could stay in the car and sleep if he wanted to. It's his day off too, because he's not working because he's with the government, so we ended up going a little bit later. And so the sun was already up. I missed the sunrise and everything, and went later, and it was a beautiful, cool, crisp morning. It felt like fall. I really didn't sweat until maybe the last 5 rounds of my 20. And normally I'm sweating on the 3rd round because it's like 78 degrees when it's dark out there. And it was nice and breezy and cool. And I was like, this is how it needs to be every day I'm walking. It just needs to always be like this. This is what I like. So the kids are with me, and they start off walking, and they only did 5 rounds. Kids. Because they were goofballing and being boys and just, you know, had their eye touches, and they were listening to music and talking to each other and stuff. They did 5. I did 20. But the husband walked the entire time with me, and was behind me. He did not walk beside me. He was behind me so that I could keep my pace. And there were times I could tell he was further behind me than closer to me, depending on where his shadow was, which meant that he was having a difficult time trying to keep up with me, or at least my pace, because it changes, because there's a little bit that goes up, and then there's a straight path, and then there's a part that goes down, and then there's another part that goes up a little bit. So it's not like I'm light walking. I'm actually really pushing it out there. But today, because it was windy, I didn't have to sweat so much, which was nice. I'm also having that time. All of us females who know what that time is know what I mean. And so I'm having a problem with my fluid retention. I have more fluid on my body. I weighed myself today at 259, so I'm not in 260s, even though I've got this extra water weight gain on my body. I think that the extra is just water, that it's not anything as far as weight goes. I don't believe it's any major weight. It's just water. Like I always say to you, the doctors say you have a 5-pound fluctuation every single day. At any given time during the day, you will go up and down 5 pounds. So if I'm 259 today, I'm maybe 254 in reality, and there's 5 pounds of fluid because it's that time. And anyway, I'm also having slight cramping, which is no fun. I don't have any major cramping, but any kind of cramping for me is no fun because I don't have any cramping at all normally. So here I am out there walking, and my stomach is like in knots, and my back is killing me because I still have sciatica. No matter what I do, it still hurts on my back. And I'm pushing it. But I did it. I did it. I did it. And so today would be 3 days in a row of walking that I've hit 20. And I said I'd do 10. So that leaves me 7 more to go. Tomorrow is another day that my son does not have to go to that scripture study class, because the district that I was talking about in this just earlier does not have school tomorrow. They have a parent-teacher conference tomorrow, so he doesn't. If there's no school, there's no scripture study for anybody that happened to be in that district as well as our kids who go to that scripture study class. So he doesn't have to go to that, but he does have school. See, he didn't have school on Friday because it was his parent-teacher conference day, and I couldn't go because there was no car here. It was at work with the husband. But anyway, I have to walk again tomorrow, do the same thing, and it's going to probably be at the regular time in the dark, because this kid has to get to school at a certain time, and then husband has to be at work at a certain time. So anyway, it's Labor Day. I've already started my day. I'm done with this walking for the day. I don't want to do it no more. There's going to be a point when I'm going to do a walk for now. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I did 20 in 35 minutes. So that's the average, I guess, that I can do 20. I could do 2 miles in 20 in 35 minutes. And that's 15 minutes slower than most people could do it. So and that's because of weight, I think. Because of the extra body that I'm carrying on my personal body. What I was getting ready to say was, I'm going to continue to walk. I'm not stopping just because they told me a month and I'd see results. Like I said, I'm going to work to do that 20 times for 10 days around the building. That's 2 miles a day, 10 days in a row. And then I'm going to have weights. I'll probably go get those today, but I'm going to use them until I've actually made that mark, because that's the reward. I have this elliptical sitting right behind me. You can see the seat. That's an elliptical seat right there. It's a elliptical bike. So it has the part that you walk on, and then you can sit on it and do the same thing. So it's an elliptical bike. It's 2 things in one. When I get enough stamina up, and it's going to take a little while, it's not something I want to do right away, because I really hate exercise. So even considering this is a major breakthrough, I'm going to walk in the morning or whenever, and then at some point in the afternoon do an hour on the elliptical, so that I have 2 hours or at least an hour and a half a day of exercise. So, and that's in the future. That's not like I'm going to do that next week or anything. I'm just telling you. I know you can see it in my video. I have not really used it yet because the stamina that I have is not very large. At 35 minutes, I'm pretty warm, and when it's that time of the month, it's even more so. I mean, the energy level is like completely drained. It's bad enough when I do it, and it's not that problem added to it. But when there's that problem added to it, it is really. It's just hard to even want to crawl out of bed. Every woman on this planet understands what I'm saying. I hate exercise, and I hate exercising when it's that time, and I hate that time. So just throw them all together, and that would be complete hell. And I'm experiencing perimenopause. For those of you who do not know what perimenopause is, I know you know what menopause is. Perimenopause is the 10 years prior to menopause that you go through this weirdo thing with your periods. Sometimes you'll have them, sometimes they'll be light, sometimes you'll have 2 a month, sometimes you won't have any. Last month I didn't have a period at all. And this month I'm having a moderate period, I guess. Normally they're fairly heavy. But you go through that for 10 years where you fluctuate. Your hormones are adjusting, shifting, changing, dropping, and pretty soon there isn't anymore. And that's when you're in menopause. You have to go through 12 months of not having a period at all to be considered within menopause. So at least 10 years is spent going through this intermediate phase where you're trying to be in the no period phase. So here I am, 44. So if it lasts 10 years, I'll be 54 when I finally hit menopause. My mom was 50 when she finally entered into the phase where the hormones were acting all crazy and out of sorts, and she'd cry at the drop of a hat. She was angry at, I mean, just like that. And it was like watching a prepubescent kid go through puberty all over again, except I was seeing it through my mother. I have not had any of those symptoms like most perimenopausal. I don't have any hot flashes. I am truthfully very blessed The only real complaint I have is how much flow I have with my period. And I realize this is TMI for a lot of you, but and you don't have to watch this, and I'm going to put that as a disclaimer at the start of this in the thing that I'll annotate it. But for anybody who's a female, you know, I don't think there's a girl on the planet who doesn't get it. Unless she is, by some miraculous account, not got a uterus that's functioning, or by God's design, never has a period. That is a blessing as well as it is a curse, because there are a lot of women who have cycles who can't bear children, and it's heart-wrenching every month when they want to know that they could potentially be with a baby and they're not. I completely understand that. I tried for 17 years to have another baby, and God hasn't seen fit for that to happen to me. I am fortunate that I have the one that I have. I'm fortunate that I did not decide to have an abortion. He is the greatest thing that ever happened to me. He is the compass that I use in my life to make sure that I do the right thing. That I do what I have to do to stay here for him. Not just myself, but for my child, who is not an adult yet. Sure, he's close. He's 17. Do you really know it's 17? I don't think I knew anything at 17. And in a year, less than a year, they're going to call him an adult, and he'll be able to serve his country and go off to war and be killed. He doesn't know anything. You think I'm scared? I'm terrified. I worry every day for that child. And he's a good kid. He's a very good kid. I am so lucky that I really don't have to think much about him or worry about him. I know what he's doing all the time. He's right now in my living room, over the shoulder, on the other side of that wall, playing Halo on the Xbox 360. I can hear it, so I know he's doing it. Do you think I love my kid at all? I do love my kid. I'm fortunate to have the man that I have in my life as my husband as well. I am one blessed woman. For whatever personal issues that I carry with me, that I'm overcoming and conquering one step at a time, I am surrounded by blessings and have no reason really to complain about much. I am so lucky to have the people in my life that I have in my life. Oh, I just want to say that I am so thankful for you. The friends that I have who put up with me. And I'm not easy to get along with. I'm very opinionated and very outspoken, and some people would say aggressive. I'm not like violent or anything, but I don't stand down. I don't let people walk all over me. That'll never happen. And so, aggressive in the sense that if you start to come at me and you think that you can demoralize me, or you can demean me, or that you can attack me, or that you can push me down and make me feel worthless, it's not going to happen, because I have a voice. And I don't care who hears it. I don't care how loud the voice is, where I'm at, or what's going on. I'll tell you. And so some people don't like that because I'm not submissive, I'm not demure, I'm not what they would call humbled. I am humbled. But I'm not a pushover either. I am fortunate to live in this wonderful United States. I am blessed with that as well. How many other people live in all these other countries that are all around us who have to live with dictatorships and situations in their lives that don't give them the best freedoms and choices that they can have, that they are ruled. And what is. I live in a country where I can do whatever I want. I can go kill somebody. I'll serve the consequence for that. But I have a freedom and I have choice and I can do that. I am very blessed for that. I am blessed that my husband allows me to stay at home and be an at-home mother to a 17-year-old who doesn't require me to be here anymore. And I could do anything if I wanted to. Anything. I could go do anything, and I don't. I stay right here at the house. I'm fortunate that I have a video channel with a lot of viewers as well. I thank you as well. You all motivate me. You give me cause and you give me reason to continue to go and continue to do this. There are some of you that call me an inspiration and a motivator to you. I think you should be your own inspiration and your own motivation. I'm simply a catalyst for your own desires and dreams to be fulfilled. I'm nobody different than you. I'm exactly the same. My struggles are the same. My dreams are the same. My wishes are the same. I'm no different. Everybody out there in YouTube land, YouTubers and YouTubies, have a wonderful, what are we in? Labor Day. Have a wonderful Labor Day. Bye.